Hey there, welcome back to our channel where we talk about everything related to intimacy, relationships, and the unspoken signals that can mean a whole lot. Today, we're diving deep into a subject that might be a bit more intense, but is definitely worth exploring. We're talking about what it truly means when a woman takes your dick in her mouth. Is it just about physical pleasure, or does it carry deeper meaning? Stick around, and let's decode this intimate act together. 1. The nature of oral sex. Let's start by addressing the elephant in the room. Oral sex is one of the most intimate acts between two people. It's not just about physical satisfaction. It involves trust, comfort, and sometimes deeper emotions. When a woman performs oral sex, it's more than just a physical act. It's a form of communication, an expression of how she feels about you and the connection you share. In many cases, this intimate act can be a signal of her desire to please you, to show affection, or to take the relationship to a deeper level. It's important to remember that this isn't a one-size-fits-all scenario. Different women have different reasons and motivations, and the context matters significantly. 2. The signals behind the act. Now let's break down the possible signals and meanings when a woman takes your dick in her mouth. Here are some of the most common interpretations. Expression of desire and lust. First and foremost, when a woman willingly takes your dick in her mouth, it often signifies raw, unfiltered desire. She's attracted to you, she finds you irresistible, and she wants to bring you pleasure. This act can be her way of showing that she's in the moment and is enjoying the sexual energy between you two. Sign of trust and comfort. Oral sex is quite an intimate act, and for many, it requires a significant level of trust and comfort. If a woman is comfortable enough to take your dick in her mouth, it can mean that she trusts you and feels safe with you. She's letting down her guard and allowing herself to be vulnerable in a very private way. An act of intimacy and connection. Beyond the physical, this act can be a way to strengthen the emotional bond. For some women, giving oral sex is about establishing a deeper emotional connection. It's a way of saying, I want to be close to you not just physically, but emotionally as well. A form of dominance or submission. Depending on the dynamics of your relationship, this act can also be about exploring power dynamics. For some, taking control during oral sex can be empowering, while for others, it can be an act of submission. It's essential to understand your partner's perspective and what she enjoys or finds exciting about this act. A gesture of care and devotion. Sometimes, oral sex is simply a gesture of care. She might be doing it because she knows it brings you immense pleasure, and she enjoys seeing you feel good. It's her way of nurturing the relationship, showing affection, and being attentive to your desires. 3. Decoding the context. Alright, now that we've covered some of the potential meanings, let's talk about context. The meaning behind this act can vary significantly based on the situation, the relationship, and the mood. Here are a few things to consider. The relationship stage. Are you in a committed relationship, or is this a more casual encounter? If you're in a long-term relationship, this act might be more about deepening intimacy and showing love. In a more casual context, it might be driven more by pure lust or experimentation. The emotional climate. What's the emotional tone between you two? Is there a sense of romance, playfulness, or even exploration? How she approaches the act can give you clues. A playful, teasing approach could mean she's comfortable and wants to keep things fun, whereas a more passionate approach might signal deeper feelings. Her body language and reactions. Pay attention to her body language before, during, and after the act. Is she maintaining eye contact, smiling, or making sounds of pleasure? These cues can provide insight into how she feels and what she might be trying to convey through her actions. 4. What does it mean for you? So, how should you interpret this intimate act? Here are a few things to keep in mind. Appreciate the trust. Recognize that this act involves a level of vulnerability and trust, regardless of the underlying reason. If a woman is comfortable enough to perform oral sex, it's essential to acknowledge and appreciate that trust. Communicate openly. If you're in a relationship, it's always a good idea to talk openly about what you both enjoy and what it means to each of you. Everyone has different boundaries, comfort levels, and interpretations of intimacy. So having an open dialogue can lead to a more satisfying and meaningful experience for both of you. Stay present and engaged. During such an intimate act, make sure you're attentive to her needs and reactions. Your responses can make a big difference in how the experience feels for her. Be present, be engaged, and reciprocate in ways that make her feel valued and desired. Don't make assumptions. Remember, not every intimate act has to have a deep meaning. Sometimes, it's just about enjoying each other's company and having a good time. Avoid overanalyzing and instead, focus on building a connection that feels natural for both of you. 5. Final thoughts. In conclusion, if a woman takes your dick in her mouth, it can mean a variety of things, from expressing deep desire and trust to simply enjoying a moment of shared pleasure. It's crucial to understand that intimacy is complex and personal, and every woman may have a different perspective on what it means to her. The key takeaway is to stay present, communicate openly, and appreciate the moment for what it is, a unique experience that can bring you closer together, whether emotionally, physically, or both. So, if you like this deep dive into the nuances of intimacy and want more content like this, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.